Let's bring in Dusty Baker, or should I say the teacher, Mr. Baker, with some grades on the Mariners. Yeah,
Nice.
What, a little legal pad and
I mean,
what is
Silence, please.
Whatever.
Welcome to my classroom.
he put on a suit for this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness!
I dress like this every day, guys.
All right, take us away there.
Yeah, well, first of all, dress classy. Classy's the only way to go, right, guys? Welcome to my classroom. I will tell you this. The draft pick was great. Ace Reese, I just want to point out, a week ago, that was my top pick. So pat yourself on the back a little bit there. But he did slip to the Mariners. Going to be a great piece. It's going to be interesting, though, to see if a whole left-handed infield is what the Mariners are going to feature down the road. That means Josh Naylor at first, Cole Young at second, Emerson at short. You have, of course, Ace at third. So that'll be fascinating to see. But, guys, I want to focus on what has happened and, of course, where we're going in this class. So we're going to give some grades for this first half because the first semester has come to a close, guys, but there's still a second semester ahead of us. So without further ado, let's take a look real quick at the offense here. And actually, we're going to start with pitching first because the pitching is how it's gone all along for the Mariners. They've ridden the pitching from start to finish. That has been their bread and butter. And you notice they put a lot of innings on their starters and relievers as well. But we're going to start first with the starting pitching specifically. I give them an A, guys, and it's because that has been what has carried this group. The depth of the rotation has been key. They've had to withstand this piggyback situation and still putting together a 3.64 ERA. That's fourth in the MLB, a 1.11 WHIP. That's top 3 in the league. And yes, they've also put the most innings together. Do you agree, class, that it is an A for the rotation? Because I think that is probably the one that's the most debatable.
I mean,
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we should have our
pick
expert
you,
weigh in.
Ariel.
Do you agree with an A on the starting pitching staff?
No, I would give them a B+. I mean, that's some great inflation based on past star students. You could bring any of those starting pitchers in, and I think they would disagree with you. Brian Wu doesn't feel like he's pitched his best baseball. Bryce Miller feels like he's only now coming into pitching his best baseball. Like Logan Gilbert will tell you he wasn't pitching his best baseball at the beginning of the year. So I appreciate it, but that's great inflation.
No, I like that, Kate. I like that. Those are good points. So, the starting pitching, you're just being a little soft on these guys, man. Ramp it up a little bit. What else do you got for us?
I grade on a curve, guys. Okay, well, let's go to the bullpen because the bullpen is also something that has been a lot of talk, especially addressing that at the deadline specifically. So when you look at those numbers and where we're at, pretty simply put, the relief pitching has not been reliable. They've been dealing, though, with a lot of injuries, and that ERA is surprisingly low for what we've seen output-wise, but I want to look at that WHIP, a 1.31 WHIP. It is not something that you want to see from guys allowing base runners on, especially late in games, so that's going to drop the grade significantly. The average against is 249, and Andres Munoz had a tough start to the year, 5 blown saves. He has picked it up, though, and for that reason, considering all they've been through, I'll give it a B-, guys. I think it could be a lot worse when you look at the body of the work. As far as the rest of the league is concerned, the Mariners actually haven't been that bad. But if you watch this team day to day, you know that there are plenty of open holes, and they need to address those at the deadline. Class, what do you think? And we'll start with Paul. I'll pick you in the corner.
Listen, relief pitching has been a problem for these guys all year, but the injuries have been the bigger concern. I still think a B-. That's a little soft. I don't know, Kate. What do you think?
I agree. It's a C+.
C+.
At best.
Yeah, I would say at best, right? Because I think that B- is really grading on a curve there for the available. Yeah, honestly, I would be in your class, Dusty.
I feel like I'm a good teacher.
Man. What are you afraid these guys are going to show up at your house?
Why don't we go to offense then? Because guys, the curve is rough for some, but not for others. Okay, let's go to the offense. It's been really ugly. You see those numbers; they've been at the bottom third in the league in almost everything. So, with that in mind, it gets a D. Okay, so yes, it is hard to pass this class, and technically that's a passing grade, but not by much, guys. Because from Raleigh to Naylor to Refsnyder, they've been struggling all season long. A lot of scoring issues early in innings, especially through 1s through 6, not helping the starting pitching. And they rank, as I mentioned, in the bottom third for average on base, slugging, and OPS. Let's start with class member Ariel. What do you think of this grade?
I actually think that's probably your best grade you've given so far. Because, I mean, they're not failing.
Finally.
They're not fully failing, but, I mean, they're definitely not anything above a D. They are just sliding by and passing this course right now. What do you think, Kate?
I don't know. Having never gotten a D in my life, I don't.
Oh man.
I don't recognize it.
Golly, I'm definitely in the minority here.
What is that
Things
funky
that
looking
shock
thing?
us.
Shouldn't that have like a thing in the middle?
That's okay. I'll pass fail. I'll pass
I don't
fail.
know her.
Guys, I do want to mention, though, because this is a pass-fail for some, it's not for Dan Wilson. And so we're going to go to the managing side of things because the management gets a C-. You could argue this grade might even be soft here, but I will give him some credit. He's had to deal with a lot of injuries. And so C- goes for the fact that somehow the Mariners still in the run for this division. Not a great one. It's been inconsistent lineups. My big one being Ref Snyder at leadoff so many times this year. Why did we do that? But I'll give him some credit. Still managed to make it through to this point and not implode fully. I need to see a lot more from Wilson this time around. Class member Kate, what do you think?
This is one where I feel like you are being too harsh on management.
Okay.
This is a grade that I think is below what is expected. They had a good offseason. They put the pieces in place. It's not management's fault that the pieces aren't doing what they are supposed to do. And with Ref Snyder, it's tough. You know, you don't want to cut bait on somebody you gave such a significant investment to, but also he has a track record of performing. You want to give him every chance to succeed. He really hasn't. I think it is time to move in a different direction there, but I don't fault management, leadership, whatever, for the decisions that they made with that. And the injuries. No one can control that. No one can see that coming. And yeah, sure, maybe with Brendan Donovan, maybe you could have slid him in a little more gently into the field. Maybe that was a management issue. I will agree the communication of that was a problem. That also went down with Cal Raleigh, who is their best communicator, and that sort of liaison between the front office and the pitching staff was injured. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I think that there's a lot of blame to be spread around. I don't know that management deserves this much of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Quick from the class members, what do we think grades-wise? Yes or no?
Grades-wise, like the job you did, you want us to pat you on the back?
No, we have to grade you?
Show my grades. There it is. A++.
From Dusty Baker.
Yeah, thank you.
That's actually solid.
Thank you to the education system at TCU for allowing me to
I
teach
should
this
have known
class.
it was a horned frog behind this.
Go Frogs.
I will say though, no,
There it
you
is.
just gained like a small point for me. Like I was going to give you a C. I'll give you a C+ because
you.
of the picture of Dusty Baker. I actually thought that was pretty funny.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you,
Silence class.
Dusty.